like glowing. If you're getting them, I'm getting them.
Hi, hello, and welcome to the Bookish Life.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Tori. And we had a camera debacle. So if Jess looks different,
Sorry.
It's because she had to use a different camera because she forgot to charge her normal camera. It's fine. Life of
Okay, I want to make sure I'm centered though, just so like,
Oh.
you know, when you do like the split screen, I don't know how to like change that. So.
Oh, see, mine I can.
Oh, maybe I
choose.
can. I don't know.
Anyway, we're here with actually a really fun episode. I almost said fun video, but a fun episode.
Ooh, but I have an idea too. So go ahead.
An idea?
Yeah. Based off of our first in-person meeting.
Okay, anyway, we're going to be talking about assumptions of us. So I had technical difficulties, okay? I don't know what it was today, but Jess shared on her stories on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
A question box asking for assumptions about me, about Jess, or us, like as friends or whatever, right? And I tried to share that, and I could not share a question box. It would just not upload, but every other story would. I even tried to share my own question box, so we didn't probably get as many. I don't know what's been going on with Instagram, but it's been pissing me off, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen any of these, whatever ones we have.
Okay, but my first thing, I don't know if we want to start with it or to end with it, is what our assumptions of each other was. Because you definitely had feelings about me.
I did. And I've told you this. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
Do you want to start for let's do the assumptions that people sent in and we'll save it for the end because I think that'll be fun.
Okay. All right. We got a few. And I think these are funny. So the first one, I feel like Tori tells it like it is. No beating around the bush, which is awesome.
I feel like that's true.
I feel like about certain things that's true.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like it's with, like, book content. Yeah, like, you're not afraid to be like, oh, my God, this book sucked. Or, like, I hate this. Or, like, there's a problem with this. But I feel like with people, you're not.
Wait, you got to give an example now. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I feel like I have less patience with people than you do.
Oh, yes, 100%.
And, like, even if something's annoying you, you'll still, like, give that person chances and, like, not say anything.
Yes.
Yes. So, like, you're more, like, abrupt, upfront, and honest, like, on your channel, like, with stuff you're talking about. But I feel like in real life,
yeah,
you're not.
Well, like, with friends, if I look at you and
If that
something
makes
looks
sense.
weird, I'm like, you look weird.
Well, yeah.
And, like, I'm very blunt in that way, but, like, if it's I've never met you or, like, I'm more, like, I would say more empathetic than you are with people in general. Like, I will give people second chances or I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad when it was that bad. No, that's a good assumption, though. I don't know if that's a positive thing or a negative thing, though. It could be taken either way.
I don't know, because you do have strong opinions.
Yeah, but you do, too.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm not as, like, in your face about them.
I don't feel like I'm in your face, though.
No. But I'm not
okay.
like a...
When I feel passionate about something,
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Because, like, I will be passionate alone or, like, to you, but, like, not in public.
You have to watch my story sometimes. You have to tell me, like, no, don't say that.
Yes. Yeah. So I have more restraint than you? I don't know. Because I do feel like I have more strong opinions that I don't let go.
But this is the thing.
People don't know that.
But this is the thing. There is a time and place to post things on social media, and there's a time and place where you just text that to a friend or friends.
Oh, that happened today. You're like, oh, I really want to post this because people are annoying me, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Not
It's
any
just, like,
particular person, just like in general. And that I've had that stuff happen too. Yeah.
Yeah. But there are certain things you post online, and there are certain things you just text a group chat. It'd be like, this pisses me off.
Which is
Let me
something
vent.
people do need to learn to do.
Yeah. But no, I like that assumption. That's a good one. Pretty accurate.
Okay. The next one, we got some about work, which is cool. I don't know if this is for both of us or just me. I think you're very meticulous with your work and quite intelligent.
I think that's very true. Jess is so meticulous that if I switch up my schedule, because we do work for the same author, this annoyed me today. I don't know if you know that.
I know. This literally happened today. I was like, Tori, you switched your... and like this also was yesterday too, but I feel like you would know that about me, but go ahead.
What?
Like yesterday you texted, you're like, hey, want to film a podcast today? And I'm like,
oh yeah,
no.
Listen, Jess is so okay. She's so meticulous. She has her schedule and she does not like to stray from that. Okay, like we all know this. She gets up at the same time on days. I know her exercise days. Like I know what time she will sit down and do certain work.
Eat dinner.
Whenever she eats dinner, and I always like to call her because I forget what time it is. Well, I just like am very go with the flow. Like I wake up, am I feeling getting up early today, or do I need to go back to sleep? Like we're very different in that way, okay? But she is so meticulous that like we split up our days. We do that between the authors, like time block. I usually try to do that unless something comes up.
I swear, you always do that work. In the afternoon.
I always do Catherine's stuff in the afternoon, and we have overlapping stuff sometimes with Catherine, and she will like try and go in there in the morning and get some stuff done so it's not like super overwhelming in the afternoon or vice versa. Like we both do that. So she decides to go in there today and do something at the same time that I decide, oh, let me get on top of it and let me do this.
Which she has.
And I go in there and I answer all these.
Never in there at that time.
I go and answer all these things, and she was like, why are you in there? I was like, what do you mean?
We literally exact same time. Like we sent an email a minute apart.
Yes.
To the same person.
Yeah. But then you got distracted and went to do
so like
something else.
because I was actually in there earlier. Like I was in there at 10, and then I was like, oh, let me check something. But I was like, oh, but then I have to check Instagram for something, and it just like got me on the sink. So then it was all open on my computer, and then I went back to it at 10:30, and it was like 10:31. You sent the email.
Yep.
And 10:32, I pressed send to what was sitting on my computer.
Yeah. And
I was like, what are you doing in there right now? Like, what the heck? You never get in there that early.
Yeah. She's like so much. It's a funny thing. Like I joke about it. It's not a bad thing that she's like that. But she is very meticulous. And I feel like I can be very so. Like we just take our work really seriously. So like.
Well, yes. Yeah.
It's like a serious thing, but also like we're like that as workers. Both of us are. Like we're meticulous.
I mean, yeah, we take pride in our work and like want to make sure we are putting the best work that we can out there. So
yeah. What was the second part of that? Meticulous and
intelligent.
Intelligent. I mean, yeah. We all know that Jess is the more intelligent one.
Oh, they're like, yeah, we all know I am for you.
Okay, what's the next one?
But I do think we're both very competent at our jobs and do them very well. So
yeah. The only thing, my downfall is spelling. I have to like triple check my spelling. I've been doing better though, haven't I?
You have, yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot better because I triple check things, and if I'm not sure, I'll have like someone glance at it before like I do anything with it. So
yeah,
getting better.
Yeah. The next one is we don't have as much time to read anymore, which is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah,
which is really sad.
So many books I want to read, and they're all fantasy romances, and they're all fucking ginormous books. I don't have time for that.
You're reading less than I am, which is surprising.
I think do you count your pages, like your page count? You don't do that, do you?
No.
Because I think if you totaled up our page count, it would be very similar. I just have been reading like thicker books than
like
you.
Like longer books? Yeah.
Yeah, like I will read a 20-hour audiobook. You will most definitely do that. You'll rather do 2 9-hour or 10-hour audiobooks than do one big one. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
This month, though, but like, I think I'm going to go over 16 books. Like, I still have over a week left, and I plan to, like, read a lot. Like, when I'm with you, listen to audiobooks. I have, like, time in the car, stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah, I think for May, I will definitely have the highest I've read. But I've also I've gotten better this month about balancing work and stuff. Like, I'm finally getting into a better rhythm with that.
I need to. But, like, also with our past jobs, like, I would sneak reading in all the time. Like my free period, I don't have that much to do. Like, let me read. I had hall duty first period. I would just sit there and read my book if I didn't have like a ton of work to get done, because I was really good at like time management with that job, especially because I had been teaching for 8 years. So like a lot of it, like I was just using the same material and just like tweaking it, so it was not nearly as much work. No, I can't do that.
Yeah. Like sometimes I can listen to an audiobook.
Oh, but it's hard. Like even I was doing the job that I was helping you with today, and it's a lot of just like spreadsheet stuff, like clicking on links, but like because I had to type stuff, I can't listen to an audiobook when I'm like actually typing words.
So I can't listen at the speed that I used to. I listen when I do stuff like that. I do 1.75, 1.8.
I probably could do that, yeah.
Highest I go is 2. It depends on the narrators and how they're talking and stuff like that. But highest I do is 2 when I'm doing stuff like that, because it gives my brain time to like catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's very few things that I actually do, or like if I'm creating graphics where it's more like creative, and it's like
yes, I can do that.
Yeah, so but that's very like that's like 1 or 2 times a week that I get to do stuff like that. I've had more spreadsheet stuff lately, like influencer research. Yeah, I can do that.
So, yeah, I can do that, but
yeah, or even when I do have time to like sit down and read at night, I put on the audiobook and I physically read along because it makes me focus. I don't pick up my phone. I don't go on TikTok. Like I have to only focus.
So bad.
I know. That's why I've been doing that. So
yeah. I need to be better at that. I like Why Choose. Tori not so much, but she is coming around. I think it was the dragons.
Oh, I know who sent this. She messaged me. She's like, I hope you don't mind that I sent this. Yeah, I was like, I don't care. Thank you. Jess loves Why Choose. I just talked about this. I just filmed my June TBR, and I want to read Den and Vipers, and I want to do a specific reading vlog for that. And I was like, I've liked 3
I don't think that's going to make you like Why Choose.
No. I want to see, though. But I've read 3 Why Choose books. The Emily Rath, which I did really like that one. And then the Tessa Hill, the Dragons one.
Which I told you would. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, those are the only ones I've really liked. Lady of Rook's Grave Manor was okay, but I only liked one of the men. Like I wanted her to still be with one.
I wanted to read Poison Roses.
Oh, I see that doesn't... we'll see.
It's like Mafia.
Yeah. We'll see how I go, Den of Vipers.
I don't trust Den of Vipers, but okay.
I just am going and thinking it's going to be unhinged, but Why Choose is on the up and up for me, so who knows? I might be a Why Choose girly.
Love it. That makes me so happy. Both of us know a lot of influential people in the bookish community personally.
No.
I don't want to use the word like influential. I more so than you know a lot more people.
Oh, 100%, yes.
And it's just like, so the book community is very small, like in the grand scheme of things, it's very small. And a lot of working in the industry is based off of connections if you are able to like get jobs. And I mean, a lot of it is just like formed from me reading books and then like commenting, DMing. I mean, but that's how every relationship starts on Instagram and social media, right? Like that's how we became friends, because we were DMing each other on Instagram. So that's really how any relationship starts. I would say, I mean, like I'm friends with like a handful of people. I'm not friends with like a ton of people.
I would say it's more like acquaintance level. Like I know a lot of influencers, but like I consider them like when we go to book signings like friends. Like I would sit there and chat with them at the bar.
I don't know if I would ever say someone was like influential, because that's not how I view people.
Yeah, I think influencers as like a category in the book community, right?
Yes.
But not like influential people, because I feel like I don't know. I don't like that word. Like I
never look at anybody like, what am I going to get out of knowing you?
Yeah.
Never.
But like as you get more and more and more, and I feel like you can ask any PA or author assistant or any author really, as you get like more and more, you know, making connections and making just like any corporate job, like you have to make those networking. That's the word.
Yes, I was like, that word is on the tip of my tongue. And like then the more people you know, the more opportunities will come about, because then you know someone who needs this, and that's how I got my jobs, that's how you got your jobs. So
yeah, it's really like oh yeah, I know that girl, she's really cute, oh she's really fun, oh I know of her. Like even if it's just I know of her and she's really cool, that's enough to get someone's foot in the door, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I know that person, here you go.
Yeah,
she's really cool, and that might, you know, spark someone to go and reach out and talk to that person. I don't know, but
also like an author's business is like their livelihood, so they are really, I don't want to say particular, but they're very thoughtful about who they hire and like who they welcome onto their team, like, because this is their business. So those connections are important so that people know like that you're someone who's trustworthy, that you're passionate, that you're dependable. So like reputations go a long way in the community too. So yeah.
Yeah. But it's really like any other job. It's like if you think of a corporate company, how many people in that corporate company do you know? You've probably had conversations with the CEO, the CFO, the COO. At some point, those are like high-ranking people in a corporate company, and you've had an acquaintance and a conversation with them. And I would consider, I know them. I know of them. It's kind of like that in the book community. Like, we talked to a lot of book box CEOs, like Gianna from Dark and Quirky and Becca from Hello Lovely.
Yeah. Well,
like,
in the places we've been, we've met them in person. So, like,
exactly.
That's how I became friends with Gianna. So,
exactly. So, it's all about, like, that, but it's literally just, like, networking. Of course, I would call some of the people friends, but it's definitely more of, like, I know of them type of thing.
Yes. And, like, you're friendly.
Oh, yeah.
But there's, like, a lot, like, not a ton of people I would say, like, I'm friends with. Which isn't a bad thing. Like,
no.
You don't, like, people don't have, like, I don't know how I want to say that. Like, it's normal to have, like, a few close friends and have, like, a lot of, like, acquaintances or, like, people you're friendly with.
Well, you have to remember, sometimes we meet these people 4 or 5 times only a year. Like, I only see them and have really good conversations in person at book signings. Like, I don't DM them all day, every day. Like, I'm not their bestest friend in the entire world. So it's a different type of, no,
that also
not
be
like
exhausting
a bad thing.
If you were DMing all these people every day, all day. Like, I barely keep up with you.
I know. I was like, I get exhausted talking to you. Like, my time is split between talking to Brandon and you, and then maybe other people who might like message me for things or like want to chat.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I don't know. That's an interesting question. I feel like we do know a lot of people, but not like I wouldn't call them like influential. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah. But also, like, I've tried to make it a point to be more active on, like, commenting on other people's stuff. So, like, commenting on stories, commenting on posts, because, like, I like people, and, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, you're really cool. And, like, I want you to know that I, like, think you're really cool. Like, I don't know how else to put that, but, like, I like you. And so, like, I'd like to be friends. But, like, obviously it's not, like, I want something out of you, or like you're gonna be my next best friend, because like
I try to do that with like other
like
content
building a community.
creators. Yeah, like other booktubers I used to comment all the time, but like sometimes I just put them on while I'm working, and they'll just keep going like on my watch list or whatever, and I forget to comment. So either I will go back at night and just randomly like comment on all my watched because like I remember what their videos are about.
I need to do that.
Or I just try and like catch it before the video ends or whatever, even if it's just like the emoji, like, oh, I love this intro, I love that book, like just something to show like, hey, I watched, like, hey, I'm there, I like your stuff type of a thing. But
yeah
and the same thing I try to do for authors. If I see a graphic, I'm like, oh my god, this book looks so fucking cute,
right? I
want to tell the author that this looks really cute, stuff like that,
just to tell him. Yeah. Anyways, that was a long tangent on that one.
Yeah, that was a good one, though. What? This is not fair. You get to read it first.
I'll start by saying I love both of you. Such a fan of your channels, but I feel Jess is the more feisty of the two.
Which is very interesting because people think that I'm the feisty one. And I can be 100%, but you're very sassy.
But not like publicly. So I wonder where they see this.
It's in our podcast.
That makes me nervous now.
No, in our podcast, I feel like a lot of people have seen a lot more of like us as like just people, which obviously that was the point of it. Rather than like on my channel being like, hi, like so bubbly like I am, and you're like straight to the point like all of your videos. I used to say your intro and your outro with you when I used to watch your videos. I don't know if I ever told you that because you're so meticulous. But Jess likes things a certain way and she hates change. We all know this. We joke, every friend that Jess has will joke about this. She has a plan, and if that plan gets derailed, she gets derailed, okay? And her day is ruined.
I mean,
I wouldn't say ruined.
I get
that's an extreme.
Annoyed more easily than you do.
Yeah, and she will mention it no less than 3 times.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like about what?
When you get annoyed, you're like...
Okay, but that's because it's only to Tori. Because I can't... Some things I can't say to anybody else. Like my sister, no clue about any. She has no clue what I'd be like annoyed about. So I can't tell my sister. And Tori's the one. So we send each other a lot of TikToks about friendship, right? Tori's the only one who's not going to judge me or get mad at me for being annoyed about things. So I'm definitely way sassier to her.
Yeah. But we joke back and forth about a lot of things. Like we get sassy with each other.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that you're like this with like everyone.
Oh, no. No.
I mean, they're probably like our other friends that you get like a little sassy with, but.
Yes.
But
oh, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like she's passionate about a lot of things, and I let a lot of, like, going back to the first one, I let a lot of things go. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Maybe the second, third, fourth time I'm like, all right.
I do not forget.
She's I may forgive you at the moment, but I will never fucking forget. And I forgive you, and I will probably forget, or it'll be in the back of my mind, and I just will be like, no, it's fine, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Which is so funny, but yeah, I feel like that assumption is very right. You are very feisty.
Just not like, I'm like really bad in social situations. I think we've talked about this. Like, I cannot clap back at someone in a social situation. I will leave the situation and then just like rant to all of my friends about it.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I've said this in a previous episode. I've tried very hard not to clap back because I used to be like that.
The next one, Jess, don't cuss.
That all it says.
Word for word, what it says.
So I feel like this is because I cuss a lot and they don't want you to start cussing because I cuss a lot.
Oh, it's just so not ingrained in my vocabulary that I feel weird cussing. So I just don't.
It really is a testament of how I grew up. And I grew up with cuss words just being another word. Like, I knew that they were bad. And people might judge my parents for that, and that's okay. But this is how I grew up. Words are just another word. I'm so sorry if you don't like them.
I mean, like, I don't care when people cuss. Like, I'm not like, sensitive to that or anything.
But you didn't grow up with it being like common, like your
parents. No, and then I
had
taught for 8 years, so like I could never do it at work either. So. Yeah,
no, like my parents. I mean, you've met my parents. That's just like part of their language. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Don't cuss. I won't let you cuss. I mean, when I hear her cuss, I'm like, one, she has to be extremely pissed.
Yeah.
Extremely pissed. And I've seen it maybe like twice, maybe.
I was going to say, I think the 2 times I think that we've been friends and it was only through text too. I never like.
Or the other one was she was doing an Artemis video and I was editing it, and it was a part of the thing that Becca wrote out. It was like, you're a badass. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, Jess said this.
I tell you, it was very awkward for me to say that.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
Okay. The next one I think is very true. You're both very loyal and will stand up for your friends. Love the podcast.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
I am very loyal. Okay, this is the thing.
I will get... Oh, go ahead.
I'm very loyal. I feel like sometimes for me, I'm a little bit too loyal to sometimes it's like detrimental to myself. And I've learned that. So I'm a bit more wary of that. Oh, but you're loyal. Like, you will ride or die. I feel like I'm ride or die too. But I think it's because I've learned a lot in the last year. You know?
Yeah, but I will get like very, 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 very angry if anybody comes to my friends.
Yes. Like any of our friends, like.
Yeah. I get very, very mad.
Yeah.
And that'll make me not like certain people. So.
Yeah.
If you're mean or rude to one of my friends, you are not my friend. Like, that's how loyal I am, which you have more grace.
I give people grace. But like, I recognize the behavior type of a thing. And I'm like, I feel like me and Samantha are very similar like this.
Yes.
Where like I recognize the behavior, I understand that's bad, and I will put you more at arm's length. Like, okay, I know where.
But again, you give people grace.
Yes.
You're like, well, maybe. I remember a conversation happened with Samantha, and she's like, well, maybe she's just like really having a hard time and going through something. I was like, she was mean for no reason and should not have acted that way. Like, I do not give grace to people in that situation. Yeah. So. Which I feel like isn't a surprise with my personality.
And that's where like the feistiness like comes out. Like that's where the sassiness and feistiness comes out. So
yeah. I mean, and I think it also especially comes out with you and your disability too. It makes me like rage.
Oh yeah. I feel like you get more mad about things than I do.
I do than you do. And I'm like, get more mad. Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, it's one of those things where I feel like it's like, oh, I've heard this or I've heard that or like.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've dealt with it your whole life, but.
So it's kind of like, it's just another thing. And you're like, no, No, that's wrong. Don't like that. Yeah.
Lacey is your biggest enemy.
Okay, these are jokes, right?
This one is, yeah.
Okay.
There's I don't know who started it, but the rumor that like me, Lacey, and Lisa were beefing. No idea if that was ever serious, but no, we love each other. But also, like, a lot of our friendships don't occur. Like, I really don't like flaunting friendships online.
Except mine.
Well, yeah, which also annoyed people. But like, I'm very aware of how people perceive. I mean, because we've gotten comments about like people being annoyed about friendships. So I'm very aware of like how people perceive friendships. So like, I mean, like I have a group chat of 5 people and we literally talk all day, every day. But like it's different of like who's active and like popping in and out. But like you wouldn't know who I talk to every day. You don't know, like I talk to Lacey all the time. So I mean, Lisa not as much. Lisa's definitely super busy now. Her like fancy corporate job and you know, so and like friendships are like that. They'll like go in waves sometimes where you like talk to people more often and nothing happens. It's just life. So I don't know. I started that. But.
Wait, is this assumption that Lacey is my biggest enemy, like Tori's biggest enemy, or just in general?
Oh, I thought this was for me.
I was confused.
Oh, but then someone did a weird thing about like you and Lacey.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I love Lacey. Lacey's funny as fuck.
And like people can have multiple friends.
Yeah,
like that's normal. Like, and that like might not be like close friends with each other.
Yeah,
like it's normal. People are weird.
Yeah, people are weird about things. Okay, what's the next one?
Someone thought you were younger than you are.
Is it because of how I look? Or is it the way
I think like, I mean, I think both of us definitely look younger than our age.
Yeah.
I think me less so now than what I used to.
When I started my channel, someone thought I was 19. I was like, bitch, I'm 26.
Yeah. I mean, like people have thought I was in high school when I was like 25, 26. So.
Like I'm about to be 30 this year. Like I might not look 30, but I feel 30 on the inside.
I mean, but also like we don't have kids. I'm not married, so like I feel like when you're married with kids, people automatically assume like you're older than you are, or just older in general. But
maybe
for me, I'd buy almost anything if it was Winnie the Pooh themed.
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
My AirPods. I love Winnie the Pooh.
There's like certain things I know if I don't know what to give Jess for a gift.
Okay, listen,
Taylor
I am
Swift.
the easiest person to
Disney.
buy a gift for. I love so many things.
It is so easy that me and another friend bought her the exact same puzzle. Out of all the fucking puzzles in the world, out of all of them, okay, on Amazon, we chose the exact same puzzle.
Yeah. And then for Christmas, 2 people got me the exact same mug. Like, I am so easy to shop for.
Yeah.
We are super organized.
Yeah.
We both like lists.
Yep. But I think mine stems a lot from my anxiety. If I'm not organized, like if I don't have it, then in my head feels very jumbled. And then that makes me just like more anxious if I don't feel like I called you today, like, because my mind was all jumbled and I just had to like talk it out. And I made a list of the things, like bullet points.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better. I'm like, oh, this is great. Okay, I'm good. It's like an example.
Yeah. Did you take the Enneagram test?
No. Yes, I did. I'm INJT.
No, that's different. Enneagram is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh no, I didn't do that. I don't even know what that is.
Oh. Okay.
Should I do it?
Well, I'm an Enneagram 1, which is very fitting. So.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'll say.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
You need to go take a test. Okay. There's like all those graphics on Instagram that share like, oh, this is Enneagram. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but like.
Yeah,
Enneagram.
I've seen those, but I've just never had the desire to take those tests. Maybe I should.
Yeah. Someone said I like Darcy more than Lily.
Oh, okay, listen. You always like your first baby more, no matter who you are, no matter.
So you like Miko better than Misi?
Yeah. At this point, I do.
I will say Darcy is so much more photogenic than Lily. Like if you just look at Darcy, she's so cute, and like every picture I take.
Darcy is more of a cuddler than Lily.
Yes.
Which it may seem like you like her more. It's just because she likes to snuggle with you, not just be in the same room with you.
Yes.
Lily
but
likes
Lily
to be in the same room.
really loves me. Yeah. They both love me.
I feel like Lily likes Alexis more than you, though. Just because she always sleeps in her bed.
No.
Really?
So Lily, she'll sleep with Alexis at night, but then after I let them out and go to the bathroom, she comes to my bed and she hangs out with me. And she hangs out in my bed during the day normally. I don't know, Lily likes both of us. Darcy, they like her bed for some reason. I don't know. But I love my pup. I love them for different reasons too. So.
Yeah, like I love Mimi and I love Miko. Like it's a different love, but it's like a cat and dog love. You know what I mean? Like Miko depends on me to go to the bathroom and to feed him. Mimi, she goes to the bathroom by herself. I just have to clean it every once in a while. And she has a bowl that she like will constantly just nibble on throughout the day. Like I don't have to make sure, you know? Missy is still a puppy and she gets on my nerves. So I have to wait till she's an adult to like decide where she fits in the hierarchy of our house. So yeah.
Okay. The next one is so true because it came from someone who has traveled plenty of times with us. You guys are always the planners of the friend group when traveling.
Yeah, and when we're not the planners, shit goes to hell.
Yes. So we also like, well, me more than you, I like to like control things.
Yeah.
And so like, not like in a bad way, but like I know I have a hard time trusting people to get something done.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why we have a business together. Because you trust me to get things done.
I've not had good experience with people in the past where it's like, and it's always with group projects too, which is totally an issue. But like, if I didn't trust you to get it done, I'd do it myself. Or if you're taking too long to do it, I'm just going to do it myself. Like I would never in school wait until the last minute to do something ever. Like it had to be done with plenty of time. And it had to be done well. And if you were waiting until the night before to do it, I was just going to do it. Like if it wasn't done 2 days early, I just did it. Like because you're taking too long and I can't trust you to actually get it done. I need it done. So, but what we've experienced with traveling and like plans and stuff is that like, and I mean, maybe it's just because like we've kind of like taken on that role now with trips and stuff. But like literally if we don't plan something, it usually doesn't happen. And someone's like, oh, like, is this happening? And I was like, I don't know. Is it? Or do I have to be the one to say like, okay, let's all like plan this? Yeah.
See, I am someone like in my family and with my friends that live near me, I'm always the planner. I do everything. If we want to all do something, me and Brandon have to plan it or it's never going to get done. Like with my parents, it's always like, I have to plan it. I have to make sure it happens, like stuff like that. So when we're together, I know you like doing it and that's like your thing. You like to make sure it happens. It's like, I just like defer to you. I'm like, I'll help you if you need me to help you with stuff. But like, this is the one time where I don't have to actually be the one to do everything and plan everything. So it's nice that I don't do it. So that's kind of how that is.
Well, and like for growing up for me, it was always like collectively, we just planned it together. So like,
no,
normally it was like my mom, me and my sister would like sit down and plan something and like make it happen. And like, so my sister and I are really good at planning things. I'm like, you want to do this? Yeah, cool. Like, let's do it. Like, it's not like something, a lot of things that we do, like make it out of the group chat. You know how people talk about that because like, I want to do it. I want to go do it. Yeah. Like we decided we wanted to go to Vegas. We made it happen 2 days later. So
yeah, exactly.
We are very good at getting done what we say we want to do.
Yes.
We are executors. Is
that
the word?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, like I have friends who will plan things, but I'm also like, I don't like it like not happening yet. So I will like get it done right away.
Yeah. Or if I do have a friend that's like planning something, I'm like, give me all the information so I know for sure it's actually going to happen.
Right. It was so funny. So for Denver, I had those shirts made, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Christy, the day before, she's like, are you sure you have it? Because I can't control this and it's not in my bag. I had to send her a photo of it in my suitcase, like your shirt. She didn't ask for it, but I knew like I would be the same way. So like your shirt is packed in my suitcase. So you have it for the signing.
You and Christy are very, like the more I get to know Christy, one, because like we DM more, but also like traveling because she's in a lot of signings too. She is very, very similar to Jess, which I know because like I recognize it. So I'm like, oh, however I handle Jess, I'll just handle Christy the same way. Like the way I talk, the way I do things and stuff like that. That's really funny. Because I did that with Sarah for Hella Lovely when we went to a Polycon. I was like, do you have our shirts? Did you bring them? Where are they? Tell me where they are. Are they going to be washed? Very, very like, I need to know.
Need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
It's hard to go with the flow because then I get annoyed when like nothing, because don't go with the flow. Like if someone doesn't have something planned, I get annoyed.
Well, it's one of those things. I have to plan to go with the flow. If I show up thinking that they're going to be plans and then it's a go with the flow, then I get pissed. Then I'm like annoyed.
Yeah.
But if I know we're just going to show up, go with the flow, make decisions when we're there, that's I'm good with. I have to plan to go with the flow, which doesn't make any sense, but that's how it works in my head.
This one's interesting. Someone said Tori likes messier romances more than Jess.
I don't think that's true.
I would say it's the opposite.
It depends on what you mean by messy. Like toxic?
Well, I guess. I mean, there's some that I love a good angsty romance.
Yeah, I do too.
And they're not always your favorite.
Yes.
But also, like, Say You Swear I thought was dumb and you loved it. So, and like you love Magnolia. But that's more like emotional messy.
Yes. Not messy
and I just
as
like,
in
I like
cheating.
Dramatic messy. Like
but
drama.
see, to me, it has to
give it to me.
So like the rule book, okay? I'm reading the rule book by Sarah Adams, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're pre-filming a little bit, so this is gonna go. I'm bored. I hate it that like they never had a conversation. Like it's messy because she's the sports agent and like she is now gonna represent him, but she doesn't know like who she is.
Oh, but he's just so mad.
But why?
That's why they don't talk.
But why is he so mad? Because she broke his heart in college.
Because she broke up with him.
But why did she break up with him? Because in her head, she didn't want to be a part of all that and she wanted to live her life. I'm like, if you would have just had a fucking conversation. I don't like messy like that. No,
because I would have reacted exactly like him. I'd be like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't need to know. You broke my heart. You're never forgiven.
No,
and that's what he did.
But sometimes you have to have conversations for you and sometimes you have conversations for yourself. And that is a conversation that you need to have for like the person, like the girl. That I don't like messy stuff like that. Okay, that is not my thing. But I like emotional, like the Britt Benson duet. That's messy and angsty. Like when they're torn on the inside about something, and you're like reading that, which is what Say You Swear was.
Yeah,
and like Magnolia is like messy and angsty, like that.
Yeah, I just like a lot of drama. So
yeah. So it's different messy. Messy.
Yeah.
But you haven't read a good messy romance in a while, though.
I know. Like, not a lot of authors are writing that messy anymore either.
That's true.
Like Candy's were so angsty and good. Mm-hmm. And then she shifted to, and I feel like I like messy stuff, but it's weird because Magnolia did so well. But like that's not what the popular romances are. Mm. But I also know Magnolia is very polarizing. Like some people love it and some people like absolutely hate it. So
yeah.
I guess you have that too.
Yeah.
Someone said our pets are literally our children. Yes, they are.
Yes.
There's no question about that.
Yes.
And then the last one, I have grown out, and I guess we could talk about it for both of us, have grown out of the books I used to love.
100%.
Like with what?
Like I used to read like the light and fluffy contemporary. Like, oh my God, I just went and got rid of some books. Oh, I packed them up. I did like a little bit of an unhaul. Like, I just talked about Monica Murphy, like the contemporary, younger, like just those.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
yeah, like
I liked
new
that,
adult.
Yeah, like I liked that one, A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, and then I read more in that series around the same time, and they just didn't hit the same way. I was like, okay, maybe she just wrote that one in a particular way. So like, it's not like their writing is bad. I just don't know if it's like for me anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that happens with some authors. There's also some authors, like billionaire authors, like Laura Lynn Page. I love her billionaire romances.
Yeah.
That I've been reading since like 2015. And I still like them. So depends on what it is.
But I feel like it's also kind of like changing as trends change, because like when new adult was huge, I loved it. And now I'm like not reading it as often, but like Elle Kennedy writes it, I'll still read it. Like when I was reading her off-campus series versus now like 8 years later, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I'm not reading nearly as many like 19, 20-year-olds falling in love, because I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not super excited. And like I have not picked up a YA book in so long, but I still read that when I was like 24, 25. I was still reading some young adult. But
see, I only read a lot of young adult if it's fantasy. Like I will read a lot of YA fantasy during like fall and winter season, because I don't do very horror-esque stuff, but like YA gothic horror, I can do that because it's not, it's for YA age,
It's not as scary.
It's not as scary, okay? But Yeah, no, like I will only read YA from like a lot of authors like oh my god, FK Lukens. I like his YA stuff. I like Casey McQuiston stuff. Casey McQuiston. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, there's no N.
Whatever.
Quiston.
Anyway, but stuff like that. But it's the same thing with historicals. Like I go through phases of when I'm in the mood for historicals. That's a good one though.
And I definitely liked more like dark. So I was thinking like 2018, 2019, I was like all into MC romances and like.
But also there's not a lot of those being released now.
True. And I feel like it's just changing with the trends because then like I got super into small town, but that's when like everybody was writing small town and like.
Small town is one that I'm like.
I mean, but you read like Laura and Catherine and Samantha Young, like
my authors that I know and that I will still read from, but like trying new small town romance authors sometimes I've noticed, and I think that goes back to reading as much as we've used to, is like it's harder to try newer authors or new to me authors if I don't know if my friends have read it, because I usually like will use that as a guide, because one, if like I start hating all the books because I'm trying new authors and it might not be good for me, like it's just not hitting with me, then I'll get into reading slump. Then I'm not going to read anything and I can't, like I like to read. That's like my relaxing thing. So then I feel like all out of like whack anyway. But it's harder to try new to me authors now because I don't read as much. If that makes sense.
You'd be like Alexis. So my sister will only read a book if it has over a 4-star rating on Goodreads.
I haven't. Okay, if it's like 3.8 or higher, then I might pick it up. I've been doing that with. I mean, when we buy books, like at a Polycon, when we looked up the ratings.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to be better because I
sneak and look.
I pulled off so many books that I bought thinking I'm gonna love, and then I read them and they were not my favorite. I'm like, why is this taking up space on my shelf?
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So we should also try to not buy things before we read them.
I am trying to do that.
Which I'm not good at.
I've been pretty good about that. Like,
well, or like I know I can get it from the library, so like read it from the library first before, because it's so easy to go into Barnes and Noble and be like, well, this looks cute and this looks good.
Yep.
And this has a cute cover. But I can get the audio.
I want to get like ahead, so like when I read stuff, I can go into Barnes and Noble. Like I want to read Tara DeWitt's new book. I want to read, like I want to get Lauren Asher.
I did buy that.
But I don't want to go into Barnes and Noble just to get Lauren Asher's book because I know I'm going to buy 4 other books that I haven't read yet. But what if I don't like those?
Yeah.
So I'm like waiting, until I come see you so we can go book shopping together so I can buy those. Which is why I told you to wait to ship me books, because I have a feeling I might just have to ship some back.
Oh, that's true. There's a new Half Price Books, by the way. I don't know if you want to go. It's in Columbus.
Yeah.
I haven't been yet.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. It's the same thing with special editions. Like I wanted the Afterlight versions of the Chloe Lease of the Bergman brothers, and someone literally asked me.
The sprayed edges all line up into a really pretty scene. I almost sent it to you and I was like, oh, I don't want you to.
No, I already saw it. Someone shared it, but like it's like $225 with shipping.
That could buy you a plane ticket.
Exactly.
Like I was also thinking about like in terms of money. I was like, ugh.
It's just like that's
a trip.
If I could just buy one of the books or 2 of the books that are like my favorite, I wish. But they don't sell it individually. They might not. I don't know if they will. But I'm also trying to buy them off secondhand. No, I'm not. I'm going to look on my card because it's going to be ridiculous. But yeah, that's where I'm just being like very particular. Like the BK Borison, I really want those from Afterlight. But I'm like, do I need another set of those?
Because they were so pretty, but also because I have the indie and the trad copies. I don't need. I'm trying to even cut down on having 2 sets of books, which is hard. But
yeah, that was good assumptions. People did good with those. So really quickly, what are your assumptions about me when you first met me? Because I don't think I've ever asked you this, or if you've told me this.
I didn't have any. Like literally,
you thought I was the sweetest person in the world, and then I walked.
I mean, you're very like upbeat. I would have never known about your like. I don't know what to call it, like mental health things that you've dealt with.
You didn't hear what I
said.
Like
I would not have known. What?
I was like, I'm the sweetest person in the world, but I walk funny. And you just kept talking.
Oh, no, I did not hear that. I mean, I just knew you're nice, and I never would have known you like struggled.
Mentally, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see my story where I shared the historical romances, like for beginners video? my thumbnail?
No.
Someone asked me. It was like after I shared on Sunday my Bridgerton thing. I know you were busy on Sunday, but I watched that video and I was so thin in that video because it was like right after I got married and it was like the lowest of the low I've ever been. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
so thin, but I look so good.
Yeah, but you were not
I was
good.
fucked in the head for a little while.
Not in a good place.
Yeah, which is funny because I feel like that's like the stereotypical, like you never know how someone really is. But
Yeah.
as we've
Oh, yeah.
become friends over the years, you've seen like how bad it can get. But like,
Yeah.
but online,
Not
you don't
that
always-
bad. But
Oh yes, I mean
like,
yes.
I have not experienced you at that.
The
that
lowest
level, which
of
like
low,
if that happened,
no.
I would have literally like gotten on a plane and like been there the same day.
Yes, yeah,
So-
no, that was before like I really let anyone know what was going on. Besides Brandon, like Brandon was the only one that knew anything, like how bad it can really get. But like you've seen glimpses of like when I not get like super low, but get low.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally
But
it's for a reason, but
But then again, yeah. But usually it's stereotypical. You never know what someone's going through.
yeah.
Which I also think is why I give so many people so much grace with people. Going back to some of the other assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, but then it depends on my mood. Because then sometimes I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Like just because I'm having a bad fucking day and I don't snap at people like that. Like, you know, then it's the other side of it.
I see it as they're using it as an excuse and they don't need to be that bad of a person. But
Yeah.
what were your assumptions about me though?
Oh, I thought you were a bitch. I've told you this though. I've told you this. This is not a surprise, okay? This is not like anything like. I literally thought that she
But,
was like so. Okay, I thought it online. Like I thought she would be like in person, like stuck up. And
Because I'd never been mean to you.
No, exactly. It's just like my perception of what you're thinking. It's going to
Because
be
of
like.
my following.
Did I tell you that? Is that what it was? Like
I think so.
You had like an ego because of your following. That's what I thought it was. I do know you're on your phone a lot, and she was on her phone so much at breakfast, and I remember thinking like, wow, it's like very rude to like be on your phone all the time and just like stop talking mid conversation. Like that's really fucking rude. Like I was thinking
do that all the time.
Yes,
I do that to Alexis. I feel like I've gotten better.
sometimes you do that
But,
to me
like-
too. I just stopped talking.
I feel like I've gotten better.
And I just say,
But-
are you done? Because Brandon does this. I recognized it right away because Brandon has done this for years. He'll be like zoned in on something on his phone.
Yes, I cannot multitask in the moment. So
I
like if
can.
my brain is reading, I cannot listen.
Yes, I can do that. Like at one
Which
point,
is why I
I
can't
was
do audiobooks when I do
I
that.
was listening to an audiobook, having a conversation with Brandon and cooking dinner at the same time. And he's like, are you even
Absolutely
listening
not.
to me? And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, are you comprehending the audiobook? I'm like, yeah, I can tell you exactly what just happened. I don't know if I could do that now. That was like when I first started taking anxiety meds, but like my anxiety is like very high functioning. So like if I can do a million things to like crowd my brain with stuff. So the anxiety part's not really there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't know if I could do that now, but I can still multitask like that.
I cannot.
Yeah.
And
But-
I get a lot of notifications.
You
so.
do. You do. But yeah, no, that was like first impressions. But I also saw you for like 36 hours.
Well, that was before we met in person.
I had those like perceptions and then I met you and I was like, oh no, she's very different.
Like,
it's
I'm
not
just a
what it
normal
seems.
person.
Yeah. Like I can't believe someone came up to us at a polycon and was like, it's intimidating to come up to you guys. I'm like, what the fuck? And us? How are we intimidating? Like I'm just a girl that talks about fucking
Just a
romance
normal
books.
person.
That deals
I'm
with
not that exciting.
like I want to be all those girlies, the aesthetic girlies on YouTube that goes out and buys flowers for themselves. One, that's exhausting. To get dressed, to put makeup on, to do my hair, to go get myself flowers. No. Anyway, this was a good episode. If you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, leave us a rating. Tell us what you thought of the podcast. For the emoji, Jess, what's the emoji? Assumptions. A cloud.
That was good.
Thank you for watching. Drop us a cloud.
Wait, what emoji?
A
Cloud
cloud.
emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed our Bookish Life, and we'll see you next time.